Hey y'all, are we live? I see that green light on, so I suppose so. Come on in, everybody. Got a little review that I'm going to do tonight. Hopefully everybody's not asleep already. I know it's a little late over here where I is. And also, happy hump day to everybody. Hopefully you are having a wonderful midweek and getting ready for a great weekend. My name is Tanya, for those who don't know me, those who might be new to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to all my Primetime Squad for tuning in. Please make sure on your way in that you press the like button. Also, if you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And after you hit the subscribe button, you'll see a bell. And when you see that bell, tap the bell until you see the asterisk around the bell. Where's my phone? And then the asterisk around the bell will let you know that from now on, you will receive all my live notifications as soon as I go live. And while you guys are all coming in for this review of Love Is from last night, I'm going to go ahead and start sharing, excuse me, to my social media websites. I don't know how many of you might follow me on Twitter, but I also do have a Twitter account by the same name, Tanya's Primetime TV Media Reviews, also on Twitter. And I do post my live reviews over there as well as on YouTube. And I also have a Facebook account, a Facebook page, and that page is called Tanya's, well, actually, it's actually called Primetime Drama, TV of Color, Media, and Celebrity News. So if you would like to join the Facebook group, the group has been around for a while. I think like maybe a year or so. So if you're interested in joining that group, just look it up on Facebook under Primetime Drama, TV of Color, Media, and Celebrity News. And just click join group if you're interested in joining the group. And let me see who's all in here tonight. Sorry, just trying to share the page. Just trying to share the love. And make sure you guys share too. If you click the share button, you can share it on your YouTube, share it on Twitter, share it on all your social media. Okay, let me make sure I got the live chat going. Okay. We ready. Y'all ready? Last night's episode of Love Is. When I think they couldn't pull me in any deeper in this show, they do. Last night it was so much going on. Nuri, Lord Jesus, Nuri is like, oh my gosh, she got men coming out from all over the place. First of all, last episode, Nuri had a meltdown. Just a little recap of last episode. Her and Yasir had got into it because he was upset because he was telling her that, she hasn't been keeping her word. She hasn't been keeping her promises. She's, not coming through on things that she's supposed to do. Like when he got upset when she didn't call home. After they spent like 3 hours of love making And she couldn't get any work done. He couldn't get any work done on his script. She decided to go to her office and get some work done so she can knock out her first script. She was supposed to call him and let him know that she got there safely to work. She didn't. He got upset. He blew up. But we kind of find out that the reason he's like that is because he's a little overprotective, especially since a few of his friends, had before in the past been sexually assaulted, and one of them was actually murdered after they were sexually assaulted. So we're beginning to understand a lot more about Yasir than what, we first started with. Also, when she had invited him to her first show that she was writing the script for, for her boss, Norman. He had told her he needed her to write a script, gave her that opportunity, so she has been a long time waiting for it. She invited Yasir to come, but he didn't want to come because he didn't want to, I guess since she's doing so great now with her career and everything, and he's still struggling and, not working the job he wants to be working, and he felt like he wasn't good enough, I believe, to go to the show and be around all her friends who got these great jobs and everything. But then, she convinced him, I want you to come, you're going to come, he came, and basically it bombed on him. They couldn't find his name on the list. He blamed it on her, flipped out on her, embarrassed her in front of her coworkers. Come to find out, she did actually give them the information so that he could come in for the show, but they spelled his name wrong. So after all of that, they argued. She was thinking about, just ending it all. Love isn't supposed to be this hard. It's not supposed to hurt like this. But she actually ended up, they went to bed. He didn't leave. They still trying to, stick it out. She woke up in the middle of the night to him touching on her, caressing on her. She freaked out, had an episode, flashbacks of when she was molested from 9 to 12 by her stepdad. So, in the end of that episode, you remember this scene right here? Yeah, that scene was really like, that was a really touching scene. Right there in this scene right here was when she was explaining to him what happened, and he was holding her, comforting her, trying to make her feel better. He wanted to take the pain away. And also at that time, he had let us all know and let her know that they had more in common than what she thought, because he too had been molested. He didn't go into detail. He didn't say by who. Like, she went into detail, the age. She went into detail who did it. And, so we found out that information. I don't know if we're ever going to find out, if Yasir is going to, give us that information. But in the meantime, we do know that he also kind of has the same past as her. They have more in common than what, she thought. So after that scene, it begins the next day. She wakes up. Now, if y'all saw it, she had a total meltdown, like crying and scared and crawling around the floor and trying to hide from Yasir, thinking he was the man, her stepfather, that had, molested her when she was a child. And Yasir wakes up in the morning to find her in the kitchen, cleaning the stove like crazy, like the stove ain't been cleaned in years. She's in there scrubbing away and cleaning, and she apologized for waking him up, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And she says, "Yeah, I'm fine." She don't understand why he's even asking, and he's like, "Well, last night." It was pretty bad last night. We both had a moment last night. I just want to make sure that you are okay. And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just in here trying to clean up the kitchen or whatnot. And so while they're going over that, we hear a knock at the door. And it's her ex, Derek. The one that who she was with, that she was in love with. He ends up pursuing a career in New York. And so he left her and basically, forgot all about her, left her behind. As Nuri saying, holidays came and went. And one day she decided, it didn't seem like he was coming back. It didn't seem like they were going to have good luck with a long distance relationship either. So she emailed him and told him, hey, you know what? I found somebody else. Now, keep in mind, they have only been dating or seeing each other for a month, her and Yasir. And I was thinking last review that I did, I was like, it seems like it's been maybe like 3 months, no longer than 6, because you can't really tell because it's not real time, TV show. So you can't really tell, really how long they've been dating. But they said it a few times in this episode that they have still only been dating like a month. And so Derek, I guess he pops up and he's thinking, I had a good thing with Nuri. She talking about she got another man. Maybe she's doing this because she's just upset at me and she's trying to get back at me. So he comes back into her life, knocks on the door, and Nuri comes to the door and she's like, Derek, like, what the heck are you doing here? Just pop up out the blue. And he comes to the door and she's like, she never said, this is my ex, this is my new guy. She's just like, Derek, this is Yasir, this is Derek. I'm sure Yasir knew what it was without her even saying it. And of course, Derek knew because she had emailed him and told him that, you know what, I found somebody else. So you can stay your butt in New York because I'm good. He comes back anyway. And he sees Yasir there and he's like, you know what? I don't know. This show, I was like, God dog it. Is this the same man? Because this is not the Yasir that I have came to know. And if y'all been watching the show like I'm watching the show, then I'm sure that ain't the Yasir you came to know either. And he was just so calm, like, hey, what's up, man? Holding out his hand, give him a shake, give him a dab, He's like, hey, what's up? How you doing? What's going on? And Derek is just sitting there like, you know what? I'm sorry. I just dropped by, but, I just wanted to bring you, I think he actually said the flowers was from his mom. I don't think so. I think the flowers were from him. And so, he was like, oh, and also I got a housewarming gift. He picks up this big, huge box. Like, I'm wondering what the heck is in that box because they never did open the box. I'm like, is that maybe a microwave or, a big blender or something like that? But anyway, we never find out what was in the box. But after that, he leaves and everything. And she's like, I'm really glad, to see you, glad you stop by. But basically, in so many unspoken words, you need to get out of here. And he's just standing there at the door, like, hoping that she would come. I don't know if he wanted her to come outside and possibly shut the door and talk to him one-on-one. But his butt trying to be slick. He's like, okay, I'm sorry I stopped in, good seeing you. Congratulations on your new home. Here's your housewarming gift. He hands the housewarming gift to, well, actually, he picks it up and Yasir kind of goes for it. And he's like, be careful, man. It's kind of heavy. Yasir, him being kind of slick, too. He was like, oh, I got it. And I don't think he was talking about the housewarming gift. I think he was, trying to say he got Nuri. You know what I'm saying? Trying to let him know, let Derek know, I got it. I got this. I got this handle and I got that handle and we good. And so he's like, you know what? Standing there at the door, she shuts the door. And I guess after he realized she either wasn't going to come out and talk to him or try to stop him from leaving, he's like, oh, and by the way, I'm staying at such and such hotel. If you want to, get together and, hook up and talk. And I'm like, really, dude? You up there to... Okay. He just had to slide that in. And I'm still like, hold up. Is this the same Yasir from these past episodes? Because he was like, so, after Derek left, he's like, so you gonna, go see him, go holler at him? And Nuri's like, no, I don't have no reason. And he's like, I think you should. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Was this a test? I'm like, is this a test to see if she will go and see him or if she won't go and see him? Because we all know that Yasir, he can go off at the drop of a hat. At the drop of the hat on nothing. He like flipped out twice the last episode. Flipped out. And had her darn near in tears and ready to break up with him by the end of the last episode. But now he's cool, calm, and collected. And go ahead, baby. Go ahead and talk to him. Go. Maybe you need to get some closure. Find out where he came. The man is from New York. Find out why he came down here, to see you, because it's definitely not to bring you some flowers and a housewarming gift. There's more to it than that. But she's like, no, I'm good. I don't need to see him. And so she's at work and she's explaining to Angela. Angela's a trip. She's explaining to Angela, what happened, girlfriend. He came by, and Yasir, he was like, maybe you should go. Maybe you should talk to him. And Angela's like, well, I'm with Yasir. Maybe you need to go and talk to him and get some kind of closure. At least find out what the man wants. I mean, get some kind of closure. Just find out why he came all the way down here. And Nuri's like, no, I don't want to piss Yasir off. And she's like, but, maybe he won't be so mad if my homegirl goes with me. And Angela, she's like, man, I knew you wanted to go. I knew you wanted to go. So they go. And I'm like, thinking, Nuri, this is a setup. Do not do it. Do not go. Leave that man alone. Let him stay at that hotel and head his butt back to New York. That's what you need to be doing. But she goes anyway. And while she's up there doing that, Nasir, she didn't come through for a few things. Well, okay, I won't say she didn't come through. Things just didn't fall in line the past few times that Nuri and him argued. Like with the telephone incident, when she didn't call home, it was her fault, but she was deeply, into trying to write and knock out her first script. So I'll be like, you know what? Charges to the game, bro. I didn't mean to not call you, but she promised she wouldn't do it again because she knows how he feels, when he's overprotective. And so he just wants to make sure she's safe. It's in the middle of the night. He just wants to make sure she's safe. Now, when they were at the studio set for her show, that was also not her fault. But he still felt like she wasn't coming through, for things that she should have came through with. So this time, she hooks it up and sets up her agent to meet up with him because Norman told her the last episode, I'm intrigued. I want to see what, your guy is up to. I want to read his scripts because she kept defending him and, talking big of him and boasting about him, all proud of his work. And so Norman's like, hey, I got to see what's up with this man. So she sets it up. He goes there to, meet up with the agent. And the agent don't even show up. Like, what kind of professionalism is this? And this is her agent. And I'm thinking, okay, what reason why the agent wouldn't show up? Is it because this guy is a nobody? Is it because he's heard a lot of things about, him, through the rumor mill from her coworkers at work? I wonder if that's what it is, or if it was really a valid reason why he didn't come. They never did get into it. But that leads me to when she goes to actually meet up with this guy, Derek. Derek mentions to her, what is you doing basically with this guy? Your sir. He's a bum. He don't have a job. He thinks that your sir is using her, just like Norman and a lot of other people. They thought your sir is just using you. And I'm like, hold up. In my head, I'm thinking, how he know all this? And then I'm like, oh, of course. And even Angela, she was like, I mean, not Angela, but Nuri, she's like, how you know all this? And she's like, oh, of course, my mom, she's been telling you, but you can't come to me. You can go behind my back and ask about me and your sir, but you can't come to me, being all sneaky and stuff. And I'm like, her mom, I mean, I thought she was on their side after that last incident where the mom spent the night, the Valentine's Day party that they had, and the mom had spent the night. And she seemed like she was kind of acceptive of them as she was watching them, be all romantic with each other and hugging and kissing and dancing. And I thought she was cool with their relationship. But then she's telling him, I don't know if she went to him or if he went to her. But come to think of it, I mean, it might make a little bit of sense that, her mom, if she isn't with her being with your sir and think that he's taking advantage of her, for her to call up there and be like, Derek, you need to come get your woman. Because she done lost her mind. She's down here with this bum, this guy that don't have no job. He don't have no money. I mean, he got kids and, he's not with his kids. So I don't know. She could have done some little shisty stuff like that. You know how some moms are always trying to be up in your business and run your relationships and tell you who and who you shouldn't be dating. Now, she's defending him like she does with everybody else. From Angela to Norman to her mother. I mean, she's defending him and he's basically telling her, you know what? I think this is just a rebound thing. This is just a fling for you. You just trying to get back at me. But nah, she's like, no, dude, I'm not trying to get back at you. I'm really in love with him. And he's like, no, you're not. It just can't be. Like, he can't fathom the fact that that she has moved on, that she found somebody new. Like, Nori is a beautiful woman. I mean, she has a good career. She just recently purchased her own home. She has a nice car. She don't need anybody to take care of anything for her. Besides maybe itch that scratch. But, we and we already know about their love making. That's about the best thing that they got going on right now after all this arguing and bickering that they've been going through. But she tells him, she's like, yeah, I am in love with him. I'm really, really in love with your sir. And this bra, I didn't see this coming. This bra gonna pull out a wedding ring. Tells her he can't live without her. I've been in love with you. I always been in love with you. You're the only one for me. You know how the song goes. When a guy wants to get back with you, especially, and that's guys or girls. Women do it too. But guys, I'm the one for you. You the one for me. Remember what we all dreamed about? Remember what we dreamed about? Moving to New York. You having a great career. Me having a great career. We having a family. The white picket fence and a little puppy dog. But that ain't what she wants anymore. Your sir might not have it all right now, but she knows that she's truly in love with him. And Derek, he took advantage of her. He took advantage of her feelings, took advantage of her heart. Just left her in the dust. I mean, if he really did care for her and he went to New York, further his career, if he really did care about her, he would have continued a relationship with her, kept in contact. He talking about, I know I miss all the holidays and all that, and I know there was other women, but they didn't mean anything, and I always use protection. She's like, oh, is this how my proposal is going to go? I'm supposed to say, yes, I'll take you back. I'll pack all my stuff up right now. I'll leave my job. I'll fly to New York with you, and I'll put your seer out, and I'll just leave him in the dust because you've been using protection. Um, Boy, bye. And that's exactly what she told him. You know what? I'm in love. You can keep your ring. And, nice seeing you. Glad you came to visit. Thank you for my housewarming gift and the flowers. But I'm going to stick it out with you, sir. And, see where this goes. And so he's like, okay, I got you. You need some time to think about it. This is where I'm going to be. I'm going to be in town for the next few days. You can find me here at the telly. I'll give you some time. I'll let you think on it. And she's like, no, I don't need to think on it. Basically, bye, deuces. And he gets up and just walks away. Leaves the martini that he bought for her. Leaves the ring that he bought for her. And just gets up and walk away. And everybody's staring at her like, see, they don't understand. They all staring like, oh, she just gonna let that man walk away? He done proposed to her, done bought her that big old rock, and she just gonna let him walk away? And he left the ring. And so Angela comes back and she's like, what? This fool done bought you a ring and he left this big rock and he just left it here with you? And she's like, what you gonna do with it? Angela's Nuri was like, I don't know. I think I should give it to you because I can't take it home. I mean, what am I going to do with this thing at home? I'm not marrying him. I don't want to see him again. And Angela's like, sis. No, sis. The only ring I'm going to be taking home is my own engagement ring. So I'm like, you know what? That's messed up, Angela. You could have took that ring home for her and just kept it, put it up somewhere. I don't think Angela's in a relationship, but if she was, she could explain, my girl, she got a wedding ring. She don't want it. She just want to think about it. She'll pick it up later. Could have gave the man any kind of excuse. But anyway, Nori takes this darn ring home, and I'm like, just waiting and waiting for your sir to find the ring, because I just know all this, him being all calm and collected and not trying to be arguing with her. And I'm like, oh, I know this is about to come to the end, and the real your sir is going to pop out any minute now. But she comes home to find him, chilling. And she's like, interested in how's his day and how the meeting went with the agent. And that's when he tells her he didn't show up. And I'm still like, hold on, wait a minute. This is not the Yasir that I have came to know. He is just sitting there smiling and happy. Like, I'm sure she was like, oh, damn. This is going to be my fault, too. This is going to be my fault, too. I done hooked him up with the agent, and the agent ain't came, and he done stood him up. And, he done got dressed up. He said he bought him a new shirt. He was, all nice and fresh and ready and had his scripts and everything. And the guy never came. But instead, he's like, oh, it's okay. It's cool. It's cool. And she's like, you're not mad? He's like, no, I'm not mad. I'm actually happy. And he's like, I'm happy. And he's like, I'm happy right now, although his life isn't where it's supposed to be, where it's meant to be, where he wants it to be. He knows more now than ever that Nuri actually has his back. All the things that she done in the past, when she came home after he embarrassed her in front of all her co-workers, had her miss her own introduction, got chewed out by Norman and all that, she came home and she went off and told him how she was feeling. I'm doing everything for you. You laying up with me in my house, eating my food, using my utilities, driving my truck. You don't have no car. Your car is in the impound. Probably scrapped metal by now. But, she told him, love isn't supposed to be this hard. Maybe we're not supposed to do this. I think he's just like coming to his senses a little bit. Like, yeah, she is the only one looking out for me. Ruby basically gave him the boot, only was letting him continue to stay there because she needed help, after she had her surgery, her liposuction. And other than that, she wasn't trying to help him anymore. Nobody's really, helping him out. He's trying, but she's the only one there for him. And he appreciates that. And he lets her know, I appreciate that. You're the only one who put your job on the line. You're the only one who used your connect to try to help me get connected. So, he understands that. And he's like, I just think, basically the stars are lining up in his favor. He's slowly seeing things lining up in his favor. So although the agent didn't show up, he still has a lot of hope. And then he also, basically, he still, I think, might be even thinking about what Nuri went through. That episode that she just had, them both telling each other that they both was molested. So that could be it too, that he's trying to like give her a break. But I think he really, is appreciative of her, and he's just trying to show it. And so after that, Lord have mercy, he tells her that he ran into a guy, an old high school friend named Malcolm. Now, he only got 5 days left to be at Ruby's house. Because I think they had a 5-week or a 6-week plan where he would like come around and help her out and stuff, help her get rehabilitated and all that kind of whatnot since her surgery. And he offered him a room because he needed a roommate. And Nuri's sitting there like, I guess she's kind of shocked because I guess she didn't think or expect that he would be moving out. She didn't see that. Even though they've been arguing and they've been, fighting and a little love making in there as well, she still didn't see that he was possibly thinking about still finding his own place, after Ruby. She just thought that this was his place. He's here with me, and this is where he's going to be. And so he also tells her about the guy, the connect that Ruby met, that also wants to I think he wants to buy the yoga tape. He had helped produce and direct a yoga video for Ruby because she is a yoga instructor. And so he was telling her about that. He wants to buy the video. This is good things. This is all positive things. That's why he's also have this positive outlook, like all the stars is lining up. So he asked Ruby, do you want to see it? She's like, yeah, sure, I want to see it. And so they go the next day, they go look at the apartment, and I'm like, whoa, if this ain't the hood of all hoods. It was a hot mess. Something that Nuri's not accustomed to. Furniture outside. She said the outside furniture, inside inside furniture, outside. I mean, a mess all over the place, trash, Pampers, everything. Then they go up in the apartment and there's like guys sitting around chilling, not working. Not saying they ain't got a job, but in her eyes, they just sitting around playing video games, smoking, getting high, getting drunk. Then over here on the side, we got somebody's chick braiding somebody hair. I don't know if that's her child or if that's a neighbor child, that she's making some money, braiding hair. But I'm looking like probably Nuri was thinking, it's too much going on in here. This is where you're supposed to be moving. This is where you're supposed to be moving. And you're trying to write scripts. You're trying to focus. You're trying to, get in where you fit in. But this is where you're going to be staying. She's like, nah. This is not gonna work. And she's like, if you stay here, I'm not coming up here. It's really far from where Nuri lives. And on top of that, it's like the hood and ghetto. She's like, no, Miss Bougie Nuri is not going to be coming up in there. And then I was cracking up when the dude was like, oh man, it's cool. It's all right. You know, the room clean. You know, the mattress is almost new. The only thing wrong with it is my grandma just died on it recently. I'm like, okay, so was your grandma staying there too? Or did you go get the mattress from your grandma's house? I think they was moving the mattress from from the grandma's house. I don't know. But so they end up leaving and everything, and he's like, I'll think about it or whatnot. But I knew he was about to move in there. Nuri ain't gonna let him move in there. And so after they go look at the bed, they go back home, and Nuri's making tacos. And while she's making tacos, he approaches her again, asking her, is she sure that she's all right? And she's still like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm fine. And he's like, you can talk to me. She knows that. She knows that she can talk to him, but she's fine. And she's like, you know what? I'm not going to let this man, this pedophile, who molested me from the age of 9 to 12, 3 years, I'm not going to let him live up in here. He's not going to take over what's up in here. Now, she's doesn't regret, don't have any regrets. I mean, she didn't do anything wrong. But basically, she's not glad it happened, but she accepts that it happened and that it happened for a reason. A lot of people, when something traumatic happens to them, they can't really go on with their lives. Everything is turned upside down. They're damaged forever. I mean, even with counseling, they can't let it go. They can't stop thinking about it. They holding grudges. They thinking they did something wrong. Or think they could have prevented it somehow. She is okay with what happened. She's accepted it. She's moved on. And to hear her say that the reason why, okay, not that she think that God wanted her to have a close relationship with her, but sometimes when you go through something really, really bad and really, really horrible, all you can do is look to God. That's all you can do. And you seek him for comfort. You seek him for understanding. You seek him for your next, directions. And that's all that she was saying. Now, Yasir, I'm about to call him Hasir. That's my little nephew name. But Yasir, he prays. I don't know how many times a day. They praise it 3 times a day. They pray 3 times a day. They go to mosque, stuff like that. And she's like, even though I might not do all that you do, I might not be up in church every Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, Bible study, prayer meeting, choir rehearsal. But she believes in God, and she trusts God, and she loves God, and she knows that he is the only reason why she is able to move on. So she's like, I'm cool. I'm good. But then she also tells him, are you okay? Because you can talk to me. And he's like, yeah, I thought we was talking. Now that sounds like the Yasir I know. But then let me get my notes. She asked him to not tell her secret. And of course he promises, you know what, I'm not going to tell your secret. I mean, I don't think she really should have felt that she needed to ask that, but she asked anyway, and he said he wouldn't tell her secret. Now, it's time for him to go over to Ruby's house, to go pack up all his stuff, and she's taking him. They get in the truck, and she almost has a meltdown again. But this time, it's because she does not want him to leave. She finally tells him she did not think he was going to be leaving. I really believe that she did not think that he would ever just up and be like, "Oh, I found me a place. Oh, I'm going to look for another place." After Ruby's, she knew his time limit that he still had there, had available to be there. But like I said, I think she just assumed that he was just going to stay with her. So she's like, "I don't want you to go. I don't want to live without you. And I don't want you to go over Ruby's. I don't want you to move over here to this hood where all these hood. I mean, they doing hair pressing and burning hair up in the kitchen, playing video games, smoking weed, and grandma done died on the bed that you about to sleep on, and it's too far. I'm not going there. Bougie Nuri is not going to be visiting you there, and he don't have no car, so how would he see her? Um, Catch the bus, the taxi, all the way to her house? Nah, that's not happening. So, and she's just like, "I can't see my life without you. I don't want to live without you." And he's like, hold up, woman. Hold up, woman. Are you asking me to marry you?" And she's like, "Yes, I'm asking you to marry me." And he says, "Yes." Now, that part I could not believe. And to find out that that's actually what happened, because this is based off of a true story. So that's actually what happened. The real Nuri asked him to marry her. And he said yes. I for a second thought that he would be like, no, this ain't how it happened. I'm the man. I'm this strong black man, a man's man. You is not proposing to me. I'm supposed to propose to you. So, woman, when I get your ring and when I figure out the best time, or when I think the time is right, then I will propose to you. But he said yes, and they are newly engaged. So she takes him over Ruby's house, and she's like, "Hold up, give me a kiss, love you, love you. Don't forget, you engaged now." You engaged now. I guess she still thinks that, there's a possibility of him and Ruby still somehow having some kind of connection. But that's the last thing she need to be worried about, because when he walked up in there in that house, oh my goodness, Ruby was on the floor. She was on the floor with the Connect, the guy that's supposed to be buying the video. From buying a video that your sir helped create. And they up there bumping and grinding to Silk. Freak Me is playing in the background, and he's up there like, what the what? But he wasn't even supposed to be there. He was supposed to be there the next morning. So Ruby did not know, or did not have any reason to believe, that he was going to be busting up in there tonight. So they jump up and they running around the man. He actually got his towel wrapped around him. He trying to introduce himself to your sir, like, "Hey, bro, what's up?" And I'm like, okay. For real, like, these egos, this show has a lot of men in there with some really big egos. From your sir to this guy, I don't think I even got his name, the Connect. I'm gonna just call him the Connect. And Derek and a few other ones. Sean. Yeah, Sean. So they get up, she goes get dressed, and they sit down, and he's hollering at her, and it sounds like he kind of sweating her, like, "What is you doing with this fool? Why he got you all up in here, all up in your face and everything, and why you feel the need to be with him?" And then she lets him know who he is. And so your sister's like, "Hold up, where does that leave me? I mean, how can this be a lucrative deal, a fair deal, if you sleeping with a man that is supposed to be buying this from me?" It don't seem like it's going to work right. But she said, everybody's going to benefit from it. And besides that, I can do what I want to do. I'm grown. You grown, you out here doing what you want to do. So basically, she's like, mind your business, because she sure isn't in his business, and she done let him go. She done moved on. I'm like, whatever it takes us to get over him, because she was not easily um able to get over him, as y'all done seen in the past. She really, really loved him, but and even though she was trying to not be with him by putting him on the couch and not having sex and all that, because she was getting tired of him not having a job and not paying bills and da 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 da. You know how it is, women. You still love that man, even though he ain't doing what he's supposed to do. And when you find out that there's someone else there, someone else waiting, and you realize, just like men, just like Derek came back, he done found out Yuri done moved on. Like, okay, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I'm missing out on a good thing. You don't miss. You know the saying. You don't miss them till they gone. You know, they miss that good thing, but it's too late. So anywho, she go back in the room. Old dude, the Connect. I'ma just call him the Connect because I don't remember his name. But he goes back in the room. Next thing you know, Sean, he comes and he's there to pick him up and also help him pack up some things so he can hurry up and get the heck out of Ruby's. And he can't find his prayer rug. And so he's banging on the Ruby's bedroom door. You know, now they didn't went, they done already done been all over the floor when he first came in. And now they in the bedroom, and Genuine Pony. Ooh, I love that song. Lord, main thing I love about this show is all the old school R&B music that they be playing. I'm like, hey. Okay, anyway. But he's banging on the door like the popos. Now, boom, 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 boom. And they up there, they can't hear. He's boom, boom, boom. I'm like, you might as well just kick the door in, yes, sir, as loud as he was banging on the door. And she goes and basically he opens the door, the Connect. He opens the door and he's looking at him all crazy like, dude, what is your problem? What is your problem? And she's like, he wants his rug. And he's telling her, you know, where's my rug? And she's like, I don't know where your rug at. You know, first she was yelling through the door, I don't know where your rug at. He's still banging. And then that's when the Connect comes to the door. And he's like, dude, what is your problem? And they get into it or whatnot. And later on, he's telling Sean, you know, they out. I don't know where they at. They sitting somewhere, lounge, bar, restaurant. I don't know. But they chilling out. And he's like, I can't believe I got in a fight over her. And I just got engaged to Nuri a couple of hours ago. But it wasn't, to me, it wasn't about him fighting over Ruby. It was that ego thing. And that dude, he was coming at him, and I get it. You know, they get in a fight. He ends up leaving, packing up all his stuff. But while they were sitting around talking, and he explaining and everything, and Sean is like in disbelief. What? You got married? You mean to tell me you got on your knees and proposed? And he's like, no, she proposed to me. He's like, man, what do I gotta do? I know he's looking at him like, why? Everything just, I mean, even though to your sir, it might not look like he has everything, but to Sean, who has a home, he has his girlfriend, they have a baby, you know, she loves him. I'm sure he loves her, even though he be doing wrong on the side. But he's like, he sees him so happy. Like, this man has no job. He's been trying to get his scripts, you know, received by anybody, somebody, forever. You know what I mean? He been kicked out from home to home, and it seems like everything is cool with him. And Sean, he's like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't want to be there anymore with my girlfriend. I'm tired of working for these companies and helping them with their brands. I want to have my own brand. I want to do my own thing. And he's like, I need your support, you sir. I need your support. And he's like, go ahead, go do it. He's like, no. I thought Sean was about to break down and cry. He looked so like helpless. Like he was having a weak moment. And Sean, you know how he is. He's like the man, ladies man, and do whatever he want, come home whenever he want, And his girl has been, threatening him that she's gonna leave him if he don't find a job with benefits and everything, because I think he's on disability or something. Quit his job or something like that. And he just wants to just be free. But he's staying there. A lot of people do it all the time, every day. Stay in a relationship because they think they gotta be there. They think it's the right thing to do. They have children. They think they should not leave because they have children. Because the woman loves them. He even mentioned daycare. Because I guess while he's unemployed, he's keeping the baby or something. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. But he did mention daycare. And so Yasir tells him, you know what, I think he sees something in Sean that he knows is inside of him that Nuri also sees inside of Yasir. And I always go back to Nuri in the beginning. Yasir said to Nuri, I am using you because when I look in your eyes, I see you looking in my eyes, and I see you seeing the king, the man that I am just deemed to be. And I think that's what your sir feels about Sean. Like, he's serious. He really wants to do his own thing, do his own brand, open up his own company. So he tells him, hey, but I kind of find it hilarious, though. He tells him that he knows a man who has a room, who, is looking for somebody to rent out a room. He didn't tell him where the place was or how it was in the hood, in the ghetto and everything, and how ratchet it was. He didn't tell him all that, but hey, Sean can either take it or leave it, but at least he was trying to help him. And while they out, Nuri, she is like, reading his script. I think she read his script before, but the script that I saw her reading one time was called Sex Tep or something. She's reading his script and she shrieks. And I'm like, what is she shrieking about? I thought that the script, she must have read something about her and Yasir's life as of right then. Like things that they're going through, arguments, fighting, making love, him trying to find a job. I'm thinking that's what the scripts is about, like their life right now. I knew it had something to do with their life. But when she called Angela over and told her what the script was and how the lines that is in the script that he wrote a year later in 96, was the same lines that he used on her when he met her at Insomnia in 97. Now, is that a coincidence to you? I mean, I don't know. Angela's like, you can't you can't take that with a grain of salt. I mean, like, just because it's in the script does not mean that he really was not feeling you. But, oh no, Nuri, she's flipping out. She feels like she was taken advantage of. She was duped. She's angry because she can't believe she fell for some lines that is actually from this man's script. And still, I'm like, I'm thinking, hey, How many times have a guy ran a line on you that you done heard somewhere before, that you done heard on a TV show or in a comedy show, or you know what I mean? But she took it totally, she was pissed. And so after Angela leaves, she calls up old boy Derek, and I'm like, oh crap! I'm thinking, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, hold on, slow your roll, Nuri, slow your roll. I know you're not about to call this man and let him know that he can either come over and hook up with you, or you call and let him know that you changed your mind and you want to be with. Nope, Nuri, don't do it. She actually called him up because she wanted to meet him at the hotel to let him know her answer. Basically, because he was waiting, he was giving her 2 days to make her final decision. Is that your final answer, Nuri? That's what he wants to know. So he's like, no, he's insistent that he comes over there. And I'm thinking, okay, this bro think he's really slick. Why would you insist to going over her house when you know she has a man there? You know your sir is there, or he might possibly be there. It is nighttime. So it's a big possibility that he'll be there. But he wasn't. She welcomes him in. He comes in and she lets him down as easily as possible. Lets him know it's not gonna work. I don't want to marry you. I'm not coming back to you. Take your ring back. He still didn't take the ring. And in the end of the episode, where, oh, I felt so bad for the real, yes sir, at the end of the episode, when he found out, I think they were on set, I think they were in a green room, or where they behind the scenes, where the production crew would be talking to him and asking him questions and all that. He found out then that she was proposed to by Derek. He had no idea. He never knew. Never knew. And then to find out that she kept the ring and that she still has the ring. Like, why? Why would you still have this ring? They've been together, I think, 25 years in real life. I think it's 25 years. And why do you still have this ring? Me personally, if a man would have left a wedding ring with me, I would have hopped that. We got so many pawn shops around this town. I would have went to one of them joints. I would have hopped that. I would have pawned that. I would have sold it. I would have melted it down, made me my own jewelry, something. But why would you keep this man's ring? And I see why yes, sir is so angry. He storms off the set, grabs his bags, and, storms off the set. And it's basically like, he's looking at it like, okay, Nuri, y'all tell me if y'all got another explanation for this, or another opinion, or, how you feel about this. But I'm looking at it like, he's thinking, did you keep that ring because for one, their relationship wasn't perfect. It had a lot of flaws. They were still getting to know each other. They fell in love really fast. I mean, love took them on a ride really fast. And they had some crashes. They had ups and downs, Still only been together for a month. And I'm thinking that he's like, you know what? Did you keep this ring because maybe you were kind of not really believing in our love, in our relationship, in us? Why do you, 25 years later, you still got this man's ring, Nuri? I need an explanation. But this is the last episode of this season. And I did read somewhere where season 2 is supposed to be really, really good. They said this season had like almost a 90% approval rating and was like a 7.2, 7.5 on what's that website? Hot Tomatoes or something. But and I cannot wait till the next season start. I'm gonna be like losing sleep over this thing. Not really, but you know what I mean. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Um Nuri, what y'all let me know what y'all think about the ring. Let me know what y'all think about Sean and him trying to leave his girlfriend and, you know, move out on his own. Let me know what you think about Nuri's mom, who went and brought back all that stuff to Derek, talking about, you know, Nuri's boyfriend. He's a bum. He's using her, you know, all that. Let me know what you think about her role in all this with Derek. If you think that's the reason why he came, or if you think Derek really, 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 I mean, he said he loved her. He said he really loves her. You know, he's the only one for her. I mean, she's the only one for him and will be. But I wonder if his mom had a little bit to do with him coming down here. So let me know what y'all think about this episode. Please, please, please put in the comment section. And also, again, if you didn't like this video on the way in, please like it on the way out. Make sure you subscribe. If you are a new viewer, please subscribe. Make sure you share the video, like the video. Let me know that you were here. Let me know how you feel about the review. Excuse me. And of course, to my primetime squad, as usual, please, please stay safe, be blessed, and until the next time we meet again, I'm out.